The Miss Volunteer America organization is a service-oriented scholarship program that is empowering young women across the country, including right here in the Commonwealth. And today we are meeting the reigning Miss Kentucky volunteer, Noelle Thompson, live in our studio. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
It is great to see you again. We met each other. I like to tell everybody we met at the Embridled Eve gala party, and it was just so nice to kind of meet you and kind of hear a little bit more about your cause, because we get a lot of people say, I'm a title holder, can I come on? Your background is absolutely fascinating.
Oh, thank you.
Let's begin with, you're also a volunteer firefighter.
Yes, ma'am.
Noelle, when in the world do you find time to do all this?
Well, time organization, planning and management is something that's very important in my life because I'm also working on my doctorate in occupational therapy. But I do weekly trainings with our volunteer fire department in my community, and we train every week for at least 3 hours so that we are able to respond. We are in a very rural area, so that those people in that area have somebody that is able to have a quicker response.
Absolutely. It's a big need out there.
Yes.
What community are you in?
So I'm in New Hope. I'm on the New Hope Volunteer Fire Department, which is in Nelson County.
Wonderful. And so what attracted you to being in the Miss Kentucky Volunteer pageant, the scholarship pageant, and then going on, there you are in your firefighter uniform, love it, love it, and you're going to go on, actually, the national competition is coming up in just a week, but why did you say, you know what, I'm going to try this out?
So I was really attracted by the scholarship opportunities that there are in the past 4 years competing in the Miss Volunteer America organization. I've earned $30,000 of scholarships towards my education. It helped me graduate with my bachelor's completely debt-free, and now it's helping me tackle my doctorate, which is something I'm very appreciative of. But I love the values of the organization. The Miss Volunteer America organization has 5 points, and they all spell out the word serve, and that represents scholarship, education, responsibility, volunteerism, and empowerment. And I love that they instill that in the young women who are participating in the organization, but they encourage those women to go out into their communities and instill that in the younger generations as well.
There's so much purpose involved in it.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So when everything is you've wrapped up your reign and you've wrapped up your year of service, you can, I don't know, I feel like you have like so much bigger of a message to share on why other young women could be in this as well.
Absolutely.
Well, this is also Volunteer Firefighter Awareness Week, right? And you had a big role in making sure that this week was recognized.
Yes, so as I shared earlier, I am a volunteer firefighter in my community, and I actually became a volunteer firefighter last fall, and I noticed that there is so much that can be done for the volunteer firefighting community in Kentucky and all over the nation. I don't think people recognize how big of a force that truly is for people who are in areas where they might not be close to an urban city or a hospital, and they need quick response in emergencies and devastating situations. But also when we face situations like the flooding that happened in eastern Kentucky, the tornadoes that happened in western Kentucky, people who have training and are willing to dedicate that time and volunteer to help others are truly what makes our communities and our nation thrive. And so I reached out to Governor Andy Beshear, and he was able to proclaim this week as Kentucky's Volunteer Firefighter Appreciation Week. And so this week I have been making a lot of posts and working with different fire departments. I've put together some thank you baskets to be delivered to different volunteer organizations. And so that's what this whole week is about.
But you bring up such a good point, like even just the flooding that happened in eastern Kentucky, or just when a natural disaster occurs, volunteer firefighters raise their hand and say, I'll go, I'll volunteer.
Yes.
Which is we need more of that. That's
Right.
just unbelievable.
And it really is, it's incredible to see the people that I have met through this, because they have full-time jobs that have nothing to do with firefighting, and they spend their weeknights, their weekends, they get up in the middle of the night when we get a call that there's been a car accident and someone's trapped, and they show up, they get out of bed and they work that call. They get 2 hours of sleep and they go to work to their full-time job that day, and they go home to their families. And so, you know, it is something, it's totally different. My brother is a career firefighter, and he does that for a living, and he loves that. But for somebody that is not what their career is, that they have something totally separate going on for them, to volunteer their time and to train for that, I think it's truly remarkable.
It is truly remarkable. Your talent going into the national pageant is yodeling.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? We don't hear about yodeling too often anymore. And so why not? I know you speak to a lot of young kids about how to yodel. And so can you give us a demo of how you yodel, or Like, because it's easier than we
Absolutely.
think, right?
And it's so much fun.
It's so
it
much
really
fun
is.
and
Kids,
easy.
I'm sure everybody's at school right now, but
Right.
if there are kids that are able to see this, you should learn how to yodel. When I taught myself how to yodel,
What?
I taught myself how to yodel when
Oh
I
my
was in high
gosh.
school. And it was, you can ask everybody in my family, they loved when I walked around the house trying to teach myself how to yodel. It was so, my
Yes.
brothers were like,
Teach us,
Mom, please
teach us."
stop. All right, so
Okay.
you're gonna pick a vowel.
Okay.
And you're gonna start low and go high.
Low and
so
go
you're
high.
gonna say, like if you were gonna do A-E, you'd say A-E, and then O-oo, O-oo.
Okay,
All right, so
okay.
we start off yodeling.
EO.
What do you think? I love it. I was told that I had to challenge you. I said you would take a challenge. They said you would take a challenge on
no
here.
challenge needed.
I
No
love it.
shame here. It is a pleasure to meet you, and best of luck as you head to the national pageant. We're going to
Thank
be
you so
cheering you on
much.
here at Great Day Live.
I really
I feel
appreciate
like
it.
Kentucky is just making so much noise right now in the national pageant
Yes,
scene. So you have to
absolutely.
bring home that national title. Get
We're
back
going
here.
for it.
But more than anything, thank you for raising awareness for volunteer firefighters, because what they do is tireless. They're heroes, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Follow along with her journey, right? For more information, just head on over to MissKYVolunteer.com.